Indecision can feel maddening. Have you ever needed or wanted to make a decision, but you felt like a dog chasing its tail with a list of pros and cons, asking for input from others, feeling like you need to explore every option, and what ultimately feels like overanalysis? Or maybe you've been impulsive when it comes to making decisions, frantically making wild decisions where you know not to check in with others, and more importantly, probably not even checking in with yourself because instinctively you know you're out here stabbing in the dark, but you're desperate to decide something? Greetings, my name is Dawn from Project Liberate, where I'm concerned with all things that have to do with liberation. Please look at my previous videos and build your life fitness if you too want liberation. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share if you found the content in this video valuable. In this video, I'm going to talk about indecision in hopes that it will help you resolve yours. What has indecision looked like for me? For about 14 years, I've considered alternative careers, courses of study, additional education, degrees, and the like. I weighed out the pros, cons, lengths of study, marketable skills, student loans, programs, institutions, facilities, etc. I longed for more, but settled on nothing. Well, not nothing, as it turns out, but not on any of the things I was considering at the time. I bet that I've considered more than some consider over a lifetime. I was actually looking for the right fit. And I wasn't finding it where I was looking, at least not for the big things I was considering. I'd get a great idea, not traditional or mainstream, and I'd get stuck in what Mike Dooley calls the dreaded hows. How will I do that? How will I make a living from that? How will I manage doing that while working full-time plus? What often chopped me off at the knees was that I couldn't imagine the movement forward, the forward trajectory. Where was this leading? I didn't get it. I was literally being pulled towards it, but I wasn't making the first step forward to get anywhere. This was a broken record phase for me. I was doing it over and over again. I had a lesson to learn, didn't I? So I kept spinning around in a Groundhog's Day kind of groove until I got it. Choose something that is beckoning you big time. Recognize the doubt, then take a step in the direction of it, even if it feels like all the dreaded hows, doubts, fears, and stories are hanging heavily onto your ankles. Take a step, and then another and another. Eventually, the hows get answered, fear lessens its grip, and the doubts begin to recede. The stories hold less of our attention. For me, indecision was mostly the fear of making the wrong decision. Like most, I've made some not so great decisions, and I've worked to learn the lessons because I don't want the same outcome and consequences again. I internalized and over-identified with my perceived failures based on my questionable decisions. I started believing unconsciously that I couldn't be trusted. Therefore, when people said, listen to your gut, or asked, what is your intuition telling you? I didn't know. I was disconnected from my true self, even though we can't actually be totally or truly disconnected from our true selves. I felt disconnected because somewhere within I felt I couldn't be trusted. This felt somewhat torturous and painful to me. I, my true self, wasn't being listened to. I wasn't listening to my inner wisdom or intuition when making decisions. I thought my mind was me, but it wasn't. Never has been. The mind thinks all kinds of things. Wild and crazy things too. Am I right or what? You can observe the mind thinking conflicting thoughts all the time. You can have a thought of road rage, but most of us don't follow those thoughts. Maybe you don't agree with this. Try this experiment. Stop and observe your mind. What are you thinking right now? Okay, how about now? Can your mind be you and you be able to observe it or you at the same time? Ponder that. Because I thought I was my mind, and I was listening to my mind and making poor choices, I turned on myself because I couldn't be trusted to make wise choices. So I thought. I was confused about who I was. I didn't trust my mind and thought my mind was me. Thankfully, it turns out that this wasn't true at all. We are inseparable from source, consciousness, God. And our mind is our tool, not our master. This led me to begin to identify who I am. As I have scoured through all the muck, trauma, personal, cultural, historical, racial, familial, abandonment, conditioning to know the truth of who I am, I have shed layers of untruths. As the layers have fallen away, the true me has been emerging. The indecision I was experiencing was really one impetus for diving deeper into my spiritual journey. Confusion is a great motivator. So while I wasn't earning additional degrees, I was decisively learning to meditate. I was continuing to work out, eating really well, studying new amazing topics, becoming a better communicator, learning to listen with all of me, learning to allow my dreams to emerge and honor them, learning to hear and listen to my intuition and figure out who I am and who I'm not. I find it so amazing how bad I felt about not making certain decisions. I took it as if it was a personal flaw, but all the while I was just sorting myself out. This proves again how the best thing we can do for ourselves is surrender and expand. It will make the journey so much less painful, and I think move more quickly because our journey won't be butting up against our resistance and contraction. Indecision was an indicator, a flag that something deeper needed to be addressed. It took me a while, but so much has changed over the last decade and a half in my life. Some things I could have just done because I'm doing a version of them now, but I needed my journey to be just how it's been, apparently, because it was, and I'm here feeling more stoked, grounded, creative, energized, and connected to source, of which I am inseparable, than I have ever been before. Also, it's important to note that I believe the indecision was also letting me know that the box, any box, isn't a fit for me. How life wants to live through me is unique and divine, and I can't create that by trying to fit in someone else's box. It feels so good to be right here. What's your indecision? Trying to tell you. Remember, you are the light of the world. That's why you're here. That's your only function. I am the light of the world. That's why I'm here. It's my only function. May you be well. May you be happy. This has been a 721 Yellow Banana production. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment if you found the content in this video valuable. I'd really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.